Hey there guys, welcome to Geek Out for a Minute. I'm your host, Rocky Rees. This is Sally Boy.
Howdy ho. How you guys
He
doing?
always gets me every time. Alright, so right now we're doing this special editorial. We're going to call this Holla Back. And this is us hollering back at you for the questions that you guys provide.
Holla back, youngin'. Woo woo.
So, who gave us this question?
This was a suggestion by Tony M.
Tony M. So Tony M asked, why don't you rate the movies, all these comic book movies? So we thought we'd answer you this one. This one goes out to you.
Tony M.
So now I'm going to assume that you're basing this off the Marvel Cinematic Universe because DC is barely starting their slate. But my all-time favorite comic book movie, number one, is The Dark Knight. So that is my ultimate favorite, and that's going to be the thing. But I'm just going to rate based on the MCU because that's what they have right now.
I am Batman.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
Alright, number 12 on your list, Rocky, is Iron Man 3, directed by Shane Black. Came out May 3rd, 2013. Brought in $1.2 billion worldwide. And why did you pick that for your number 12 slot?
That's a great question. I'm glad that you brought that up. Let me put your mind at ease so we can move forward with this today. It's number 12 because it's a pile of shit. Now, normally, look, Marvel is great. Don't get me wrong. They know what they're doing. But out of all the movies, this is the most disappointing one. Simply because, number one, for some reason Pepper Potts has superpowers.
I thought that was hot.
I thought that sucked. Second of all, you had the villain was not memorable, and I love the actor, but sucked.
Bad villain.
You made fucking War Machine the fucking Iron Patriot, which is not what it's supposed to be, and that fucking sucks. Which now you can't use for a possible future because Norman Osborn is the fucking Patriot. What is the Iron Patriot? You also have Sir Ben Kingsley in one of the stupidest fucking interpretations. I thought he was going to be the Mandarin. The Mandarin is his biggest foe, and it just got torn to shit. Anyways,
That was pretty stupid.
I didn't like it. But it made a shitload of money, and so is it unsuccessful? No. Do I hate it? Yes.
He hates it.
So let's move along to the next one.
Number 11, Thor, The Dark World. Came out November 8th, 2013. Directed by Alan Taylor. Made $644 million worldwide. Why is this your number 11, Rocky?
All right, so, but speaking that up, so number 11 here, Thor: Dark of the World. Not that it sucked, but it wasn't the greatest either. The villain in this movie was not memorable. And again, it's just kind of like a throwaway villain. I never felt like they were really threatened. I also didn't like that they're fighting in all these universes going back and forth. I didn't like that at all. Some people did.
Oh yeah.
I did like Loki. Just seeing Loki kicking ass and taking names was pretty fucking cool.
Good. That was good. That was a change.
And seeing him in the prison scene was really cool. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I could have done without this movie. But it's okay. It's not bad, but it's one of their weakest ones. Okay, so let's move along to the next one.
Number 10, The Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk came out June 13, 2008 and made $263 million worldwide. Directed by Louis Leterrier.
All right, now, The Incredible Hulk. I actually really love this movie. But the reason it's number 10 is not because by any means that it sucks. It's actually because there's so many better movies that Marvel has put out that makes it on number 10. Okay, so The Incredible Hulk, what I like about it is that you had the Abomination and you had them both doing a crazy, intense fighting scene.
Right.
Which made it really fucking awesome. I loved it. Also, the people that they had, all the actors, Thunderbolt Ross was fucking awesome. So overall, I actually really like this movie. I wouldn't put it in any of my suck lists, but it's number 10 just because there's other better movies. So
Yeah, I would have been higher on mine. Anywho, your number 9 slot was Avengers: Age of Ultron. Came out May 1st, 2015. It made 1.4 billion worldwide, and that is directed by Joss Whedon. Why is that your number 9, Rob?
all right, once again, this is not because the movie sucks. Again, the Avengers: Age of Ultron. I loved it. I love the movie. You know, I love all the action sequence. I love the introduction of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, which is awesome. I like that. I like the backstory that they gave Hawkeye because I thought it humanized them, and at the same token, it really showed the value for the Avengers, which you didn't get to see that in the first Avengers or any other movie too, because he wasn't in any of those. So it really got to show you what Hawkeye was all about. On another note too, I really like also that how Tony Stark addresses that Steve Rogers is the leader of the Avengers. So I like how he's like, he's the boss. I just make you guys look cool and give you high tech. That was pretty cool. Now also, getting Ultron, man, David Spader as fucking Ultron was just amazing voice acting. He added a lot of personality to that character. And and if you watch his TV show Blacklist, man, I mean, he adds a lot of personality. Then you can totally see this guy's an icon. I mean, he's been around the block. So definitely a good movie. But again, some of the scenes were kind of choppy. Some of the things I didn't understand why it's there. For instance, Thor going into a spa to get things so that he knows about the future.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And it's just an excuse to get Thor off his shirt and whatever, man. So that kind of blew. What I also didn't like is all the little drone robots because bam, once you got rid of Ultron, boom, they were all dead. And again, it's just like the first one. That's my little complaint about it. If you're gonna do that, I'd much rather have more villains fighting that are up to par and have these as extra so that the Hulk has something to smash, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's move along to the next one.
Next on the list is Iron Man, which was released May 2nd, 2008. It made 585 million worldwide, and that was directed by Jon Favreau.
And for the record, that's number 8. Make sure you tell the numbers first.
Did I say number 8?
Okay, so
Maybe I didn't.
Maybe we'll see.
Not sure.
All right, so number 8 is Iron Man, and Iron Man. Look, again, it's not number 8 because it sucks. It's actually the first one. It's really good, and I really enjoyed the movie. This was the beginning of everything. And if you guys don't know, if it weren't for this movie, there would be no Marvel Studios. So if this wasn't a success, this company was going to go under. So Marvel put everything on the line. A lot of weight was on Jon Favreau's shoulders for making this movie, and he did a phenomenal job.
Started it up perfectly.
All right, let's go on the next one.
Number 7 on today's list is Iron Man 2, released May 7th, 2010. It made 623 million worldwide, and that was also directed by Jon Favreau.
All right, now some of you are asking me, what? How is it that you put Iron Man 2 before Iron Man 1? That's a great question. I'm glad that you brought that up, but let me put your mind at ease so we can move forward with this today. So the reason why I have Iron Man 2 before Iron Man 1 is because I actually liked it better. I really liked the action sequence between War Machine and Iron Man fighting off all those other drones. Yeah. That was really cool. A lot of explosions, a lot of action. And when you had, I forgot the villain's name, Ivan something, which is Whiplash. And, when you have Mickey Rourke playing him, I really liked the character. I like how villainous he was, how evil, and just expressing. He kind of reminded me of a really smart Russian mobster.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. And not only that, but getting Justin Hammer in there. I mean, the actor, I'm sorry, it escapes me. I didn't take down notes for that, but great actor. You build a great dynamic and with a little sense of humor there. So yeah, I'm really stoked about it. But yeah, I put that before that because I really liked it a lot better than the first one.
I agree with that.
Even though a lot of you hated it, but I liked it. So let's move on to the next one.
Good deal. Next on the list, number 6, Captain America, which was released July 22nd, 2011. directed by Joe Johnston, and made 370 million worldwide.
All right, now Captain America, this was phenomenal. What I like is that it's a World War II piece. For one, I like that Hydra. They showed you the height of Hydra, and I really like Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. It was fucking awesome. And that's when they started bringing all these crazy Infinity Stones, which was the Tesseract was introduced there. But also, I also like when Captain America is about to take off, that tension you have between him and Haley Atwell, who plays Agent Carter, and their dynamic. I thought she was a great addition. I really like her show that's on TV, so that's why I put him there. I mean, Captain America is one of my favorites. I still love that movie, and it still stands up today. I wish there was more movies that were from that World War II piece, for comic book industry.
Yeah.
So,
maybe we'll see that later. Number 5 on the list is Thor, released May 6, 2011. Made 454 million worldwide, and was directed by Peyton Reed.
All right, so Thor is number 5. I mean, that's still high up, considering, because you got to understand is that for me, the way I look at it is that there is no crappy movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're all really good. Well, with the exception of Iron Man 3. That one sucks. But Thor is number 5, and this one is actually a very impressive one. The reason for that is that when I first heard that they were making Thor, I loved the idea. But I thought, how can you bring Thor out from the comics and put him into real life? I thought it was going to look cheesy. But then when I saw the movie, it looked fucking incredible. You had Thor, you had Chris Hemsworth, and I thought he was too pretty for it. It turns out the guy did an excellent job on that.
He killed it.
So yeah, he absolutely killed it. So, and he brings a lot of finesse to Thor. And just the commitment that he has to this character, I think is a true testament. Not only that, but you also have Hiddleston, who's playing Loki, and again, another character that's really fucking cool. One of the villains that actually stayed throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe. No other character in the cinematic universe has really stood out as long as Loki has, or has made an impact like Loki. So. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Next, number 4, Ant-Man, released July 15, 2015. Made 454 million worldwide, and that's directed by Peyton Reed.
Okay, so now Ant-Man here. The reason why it's number 4, I was actually really impressed. A lot of people gave it a lot of flack and said that that's the least of their favorite, but I actually really liked it a lot because it had a lot of humor in it. And Michael Pena just kind of stole the show. But it really comes to show you that you can take somebody, that Marvel is able to take somebody like Paul Rudd and make him into an action hero, who is a comedic, actor, and make him into an action hero. I thought that was fucking awesome. Not only that, you have Michael Douglas. It shows Michael Douglas, again, he's one of these guys that are a force to reckon with, man. He's been around the block for a bit. He does great movies. Him showing up on this was really amazing. Now, somebody else that we see there is Evangeline Lilly, who you may have known her in the movies of the Hobbit movies, and she is already used to doing action sequences, and for her to do action again, that's great. So I can't wait to see her as a Wasp. So that's why Ant-Man is number 4. Humor, action. Not only that, I like how they're just focusing on the heist. It's a heist movie, kind of like a little corporate espionage, but they're trying to destroy somebody from making something that can potentially destroy the world. But it's just focused on that. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Next, number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I got a little flack from our director here, Oscar Lira, but I don't care. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. And for me, Guardians of the Galaxy seemed like to me if somebody took, Indiana Jones and mixed it with Star Wars, and you get a cowboy in space.
That's pretty badass.
So I really enjoyed this miserable band of misfits getting together, saving the world, kind of like unintentionally, saying like, hey, we still have to live in it, so it might as well be a good one. So
that's right.
You had a lot of dynamic characters, a lot of great actors in it, from Chris Pratt, from Bradley Cooper, who's that Fast and Furious guy? Batista. Vin Diesel. You had Vin Diesel doing Groot, and also who was the chick from La Colombiana? Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana. They obviously brought a lot of like excellent talent into it. So I'm putting it at number 3.
I say we could say that Lyra has no taste. Lame taste.
All right.
There he goes.
All right, so let's go to the next one then.
Number 2 is Avengers. Released May 4th, 2012. Made 1.5 billion worldwide, and directed by Joss Whedon.
Now again, Avengers made, what is it at? Here we are, 1.5 billion, cracking the billion mark. I mean,
Billion.
now this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for since they showed that the Incredible Hulk was connected to Iron Man.
Hell yeah.
That's when people were like, holy shit, they're talking about the Avengers. So, yeah, people have been wanting to see this. People have been talking about this. This is one thing that they wanted to see was the Avengers. And you got it. It was action-packed. It was brutal. You got Loki at the helm. Again, he's the most memorable one. But one thing that I didn't like is that you have the Chitauri, or the aliens, and then all of a sudden you blow up the spaceship, and bam, the Chitauri die. And it just kind of reminds you kind of like a Phantom Menace, with the droids. So, but I didn't like that, but I did like the movie. A lot of action, Hulk smashing.
Great cast.
Great cast, a lot of cool moves, from Captain America. Hawkeye just killing it, when he has that arrow blow up in front of Loki's face. So, and the fight between the Hulk and Thor fighting Iron Man, amazing. So, number 2, the reason. Okay, so number 1.
Number 1.
Drum roll.
Finally. Captain America, Winter Soldier. Yeah. That was released April 4, 2014. Made 714 million. Directed by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. The Russo brothers.
Now, the Russo brothers, this is a surprise for everybody because everybody was talking about how the Russo brothers come from a comedic background. Right? And for them to take the helm, and this became my favorite movie. Why? Because this was the first time that I ever looked at a comic book movie doing genre, where like it's a spy movie. There's a double crossing involved, secret agencies, secret plots, another agency, evil like Hydra, taking over.
That's a hype.
And then not only that, but look at the villains that you had. You had Rumlow, who's Crossbones, so now you're going to see him in, Captain America Civil War. That's set up perfectly. But the other thing was, too, is that not only did you see, Captain America finally starting to get his stride, with his movements and everything, but also Falcon, man. Just seeing Falcon fucking killing it. If you look at the comic book character, Falcon looks stupid and retarded. Yeah. But I gotta tell you, man,
cheesy.
When I first heard of that they were gonna bring in Falcon, I said, all right, here's a character that they can bring that is Captain America's friend, And when they said it was gonna be Anthony Mackie, I'm like, dude, I love Anthony Mackie, man. This guy's a phenomenal actor, And if you remember him in Pain and Gain, and then there was that other movie that he did with Ben Affleck, Runner. This guy does amazing work. So I was really impressed when they were going to bring him in. And I thought, how can you make Falcon cool? Dude, with the machine-like booster pack wings and then him flying all over the place, going up against jets. Dude, that was amazing. Just that ending scene, action-packed as hell. Him going up against the Winter Soldier. Dude, this movie just killed it for me. It was all around top notch. Not only that, one of my favorite scenes when Captain America chucks his fucking shield and the Winter Soldier just catches it with his robotic arm. That was fucking awesome. So hey guys, that concludes our 12 order of how I see the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want to thank Tony M, for sending us this question. If you guys want us to holla back at you guys, make sure you send in your questions. Check out our Twitter, which will be here in the description below. Tweet us your questions, email your questions, go to Facebook and look us up. Let's Geek Out for a minute, and that way we can address your questions. Or you can put your question on our comments below, and we will definitely address all your questions.
We'll holler back at you.
We'll holler back at you. Okay, now, also wanted to do another address, and that is that we had some TV 411 set up, but I actually chucked all the video because I didn't think it was good enough. So we're going to redo those again. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this editorial to hold you back. And until next time, share, subscribe, discuss, and don't forget to spread the word. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.
See you later.